Hi, this is Thomas Campbell from IP&TV News. I'm here at Smart Home World in London, and I'm speaking to Kevin Garton from technology smart home platform Zonoff. Kevin, welcome to London.
Thank you, it's great to be here.
And it's absolutely heaving here today. So many people. Why do you think there's so much interest in the smart home? Why do you think the attendance is so high?
So I think it's largely driven by the opportunity in this whole smart home, connected home automation category. A lot of the pundits talk about this being the third wave of the internet and connectivity, and that the first wave connected 1 billion people, the second wave, which was the mobile revolution, connected about 2 billion people, and this third wave will connect 28 billion devices. And so there's just a huge opportunity across all sorts of different market categories and sectors and verticals and companies, and everybody wants to have a piece and play in that.
One of the big questions here today is how to reach the consumer. Zonoff has quite a unique experience in reaching out to consumer and engaging with retail in the smart home area, and I wonder if you could tell us something about that.
Sure. We work across several different vertical markets. Retail is one of them, and we help Staples in the U.S. implement a program called Staples Connect. Staples is about a $23 billion retailer with about 1,500 stores, and they wanted to have a white label home automation solution that they could deliver to their customers across a broad variety of categories. So we were the software technology platform that helped them do that. We built the Staples Connect mobile application and did a lot of testing with consumers to determine what was the best way to deliver the application, and then actually run a lot of the Staples social media programs and user forums. So we have a unique perspective of building out a technology platform, but also insight into what consumers are using, how they're using the products, what they like about the products, the use cases that are important to them, what products they're buying, how many products they're actually connecting in their home to their smart home system. So really for an end-to-end view of what's going on with the consumer in the US.
And in terms of a success rate, how did this go?
So lots of learning, lots of trial and error. We implemented the program in a 50-store test with Staples, and just to learn about how people would interact with the products and services once they got into the store environment, what they were most interested in terms of the use cases. So was it security? Was it energy management? Was it entertainment? But what was the most important thing to the consumer? So lots of learning and lots of trial and error. Once we went through that first phase of learning, then we rolled it out to a much broader set of stores. And the consumer adoption is really strong. People really want to get the convenience and the safety and security out of the smart home technology, but they tend to start, the consumers, in a very small way. So they'll buy a smart home hub and they'll buy 1 or 2 devices, and then over time, 6 months, 8 months, they'll add 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 devices to their smart home. So they're really kind of just dipping their toe in the water, but once they become comfortable, then they add devices over time. So it's a slow but building process.
So what's the key to getting them to dip that toe in the water?
The key to getting a customer engaged in the first place is to really give them a simple use case that's important to them. So it might be, we talk often about the peace of mind benefit of having a smart home. So it might be as simple as being able to get a notification on your mobile device that your child has gotten home from school. It might be as complicated or as complex as having a professional monitoring solution that is overseeing your house when you're not there, and if you have a fire or you have a CO problem in your house, the police will come, or the fire emergency personnel will come. So there are just a 1,000 different use cases, and it's really about trying to engage each customer based on the use case that's important to them. What we found is the home is just a very, very personal place, and different use cases appeal to different people. So it's about really trying to figure out which use cases appeal to different people in those different situations.
Great. And I suppose one question is, do you expect the smart home to be something we do see in a lot of shops, in a lot of stores in the future?
Sure.
Or is it going to be something people are shopping for online or through their service providers? What's your expectation?
So our expectation is that the entrance into the smart home is going to come from lots of different places. So insurance companies are very interested in providing smart home technology and solutions to the end consumer, and then potentially even selling services on top of that. For insurance companies, there's a lot of interesting data that can help them write better policies. So it may be a more expensive policy or maybe a less expensive policy depending on the type of home that somebody's in. The retail market is going to be very important because consumers want to come in and they want to look at the products, they want to kind of get a sense of them, they want to touch them, they want to know exactly how they work. Service providers are a really important aspect as well. Telecommunications, wireless service providers, they are more associated with selling service plans, so consumers are more willing to buy service features and service plans for their smart home. So we really think it's going to come just across a lot of different markets and verticals, and that's one of the reasons there are so many people here today from so many different industries, because there's just a lot of opportunity.
Great, and finally, I'm thinking about moving forward, smart home world next year. Do you expect it to grow again, or is this whole area reaching kind of peak saturation in terms of interest and curiosity?
I think the size of this room and the size of this event will be double next year. I think the market will mature more. We're still very, very early. The consumer awareness is low, consumer adoption is still relatively low, but the opportunity is massive and extraordinary based on this idea of having 28 billion devices connected. So I expect this event to be at least double in size next year from this year.
Terrific. Thank you very much, Kevin. Cheers.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.